Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming tonight to our evening Krishna Fest. You can now all turn and face this seat. We'll have a talk from 6 until 7. And tonight's talk will be given by Govardhana Dasa Brahmachari Prabhu. Most of you know him, but I'll share that this is Govardhan's 5th year serving Krishna here in the ashram as a brahmachari monk. And he serves on the altar. He performs pujari seva here in the temple. But primarily he serves by going out to college campuses and other popular areas and sharing books about Krishna, like Bhagavad-gītā, other books translated and commented upon by Srila Prabhupada. And tonight he will speak on what makes a devotee particularly dear to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajarana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajarana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Monatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Bhajarana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Kṛṣṇa Das, Brahmachari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you for coming this evening on this Sunday, first day of the month. So today I thought about reading from Bhagavad-gītā as it is, chapter 18, text 68, and I'll read 69 as well. So those who have devices can follow along. Yaidam paramam guyam mad bhakteshu abedas yati bhakti mai param kritva mami vaishyat samshayaha. Translation. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. I'll save the purport after I read the next verse. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever one more dear. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad-gītā be discussed among the devotees only, for those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad-gītā. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad-gītā as it is should not try to explain Bhagavad-gītā whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad-gītā should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for the devotees only, and not for philosophical speculators. So this is the key point. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad-gītā as it is, will advance in devotional service and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapara Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dinabandho Jagatpate, Gopisha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namostate, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vishabhanusati Devi, Pranamami Hare Priya. So I thought I'd make it a little interactive with you guys today. So I'll be telling some stories, and there's a thread behind it. It's not just, I'm just telling you stories, but there's lessons behind it. It's described that in this age called Kali Yuga, is characterized by confusion, chaos, hypocrisy. What else? Quarrelsome. So, there's animals in the desert to try to relieve their thirst and the heat of the sun. They search for water. And when they're searching, they see a mirage. Does anyone know what a mirage is? Yeah. Okay. So a mirage, okay. So he sees a mirage of water, and it chases after this. And it eventually finds out there's no water, actual water in the desert. And then it dies of thirst, hunger, the heat, and so on. Does anybody know what the purport of the story is? Yeah. Can someone give, or I'll be like Maharaj. Anyone except Dravida Prabhu? Does anyone want to guess? First of all, a mirage is an illusion. There's no substance there. Is there any value to an illusion or a mirage? Yes, Guru Kṛṣṇa Prabhu.
You can use it in an analogy.
Okay. Some people say it gives hope, doesn't it? But it gives false hope. See. So does anyone want to try to understand what the example is? You guys are intelligent. Someone should say something. I'm sorry? I'm sorry. Tapas Prabhu, can you?
I'm making a guess here. It's probably representing that in life we chase all the materialistic things, thinking this is going to give us happiness, this is going to satisfy this one final goal, this one final promotion, this one final home, or things like that.
Okay.
It's going to make me happy, and then in the end we're never satisfied. We keep chasing, and then we waste our human life.
Perfect. People they go on this endless pursuit for so-called happiness in this material world, and they think, but they're looking for it in the wrong places. And there's another story. Before washing machines, they would use donkeys. And I'm sure in India you'll see this. They would load this donkey with heavy cloth on its back. And he goes to the river, the washerman washes it. Actually, first of all, the donkey is considered to be a very lazy animal. It doesn't want to work. So what do they do to entice this donkey? I'm sorry, Tapas Prabhu, I'm going to have you running around today. What's that much?
They hang a carrot
Okay.
in front of his eyes, I guess, but so he can't reach it.
Okay. I've seen this in American TV cartoons. They put a stick on the back of this donkey's neck, and then they tie a string, a carrot, a juicy carrot. And then this donkey, it takes one step forward. But then the carrot also takes one step forward. So it chases, And then that's how they get this donkey to work. So the washerman, he loads this donkey with large quantities of soaking wet clothes. And then it does this heavy work. And then just for a little piece of carrot. Does anyone want to guess what this animal represents? Tapas, you want to guess?
It's us.
Us. Okay. Can you elaborate or explain?
So we are doing, like most of the people in this material world, we are doing very hard work day and night. Like nowadays people work more than 8 hours, somebody works 12 hours, 14 hours just to survive. So that's actually not made for human life.
Exactly.
That represents donkey.
Thank you, Tapas. This carrot represents, like what Mataji was saying, promotions. It represents a car, a big house, a fancy Rolex, a big bank account. A lot of people, they misunderstand that this hard work is actually suffering. But the reason why they accept it as pleasure or happiness is because at the end they get a little paycheck. In the Hitopadesh, I mentioned before, it states that one who gives charity freely, and whatever he spends every day, that's actually his money. That money belongs to him. But the money that's in the bank, that's reserved for somebody else. So how many people can spend every day like how they, So similarly, this material world, it's enticing each and every one of us, I don't know about you, but I'll get tired of carrots every day, you know, if I had to eat that. But again, we do this. We're chewing the chewed. A camel, it chews on thorny bushes. And while doing this, and during the process, the camel's tongue is cut very severely and enjoys the taste of blood mixed with the thorns. And it thinks this tastes very nice. So similarly, we confuse hard work. You know, people work 2, 3 jobs just to maintain this false image of themselves also. And it's like what Tapas Prabhu was saying, this is not human life. Human life is meant to inquire, to ask the bigger questions in life. What is the goal of life? What is the purpose? How do I reach that goal? Why do I have to suffer in this world? Why does death come? Okay. In the shopping malls, you'll see plenty of people. Can you guess how many people go to the mall every day? Huh? Hundreds, thousands, millions. And they're searching for something. Sometimes, mostly, it's for themselves. And since it's December, you know, maybe one person might think of a friend or a family member, but now people are just absorbing themselves. So they go to the mall, and then they see something, and they think, you know, if I purchase this, it'll make me happy. What does that entail when people go to the malls? They're missing something in life. They're trying to fulfill something that's not in their life, you know. And they think by materialistic goals, materialistic things, that will keep them happy. One devotee was explaining, the soul is pure spirit. We souls are spiritual beings, and if you try to put spirit in matter, in this realm of matter, it will never find satisfaction. It's like oil and water. No matter how much you mix it, it'll never mix. So we foolish living entities, we're looking for happiness in this material world. Every literature, whether it's the Quran, the Bible, explains this is not our real home, isn't it? They talk about an afterlife. Why? Because everyone, all the great sages, saints, prophets, they're giving us a message. But we're so stubborn, you know. We're like that donkey, willing to settle for a carrot. And in the purport, it was mentioning how pure devotional service can be awarded. If you give a child a very special, very precious diamond, will they understand the value of it? No. A stranger says, I'll trade you that glass for this toy truck. And then they'll do it. Because they don't understand the value of a diamond. So similarly, this human form of life is actually a rare gift from Krishna. But we misuse it. I'm sorry if my classes are heavy. I don't know how else to speak to people, you know. If this was my first time coming to the temple, I would want to hear something worthwhile, isn't it? I don't want to hear that everything is going to be okay, you're okay, I'm okay. No, that's, you know. But a lot of people, they like that type of philosophy. But for devotees, we don't advocate that. And sometimes, if you have a knot, a very hard knot, and it's almost impossible to untie it, what is the next best thing to do?
Cut it.
I'm sorry?
I said cut it.
Cut it. So devotees, we use sharp words sometimes, and it will get through a thick head like myself, you know. Before, you know, I'm still trying to be a devotee. But before Krishna consciousness, I was just like everybody else, going to the malls, you know, chasing this. Maybe if I get this, I'll be happy. but it's described that the anticipation of getting this item is actually more pleasurable than actually having it, you know. It's interesting how the mind works. But yet we follow the dictations of the mind, we follow our, you know, desires, and like stuff like that. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement, he was a very self-realized person. He understood that I'm not this body, but I'm the soul within this body. And he would give different instructions to his disciples. But one of those very important disciples, or instructions, he was speaking to Srila Prabhupada, and I think it's in Radhakund. Does anybody know what that instruction was? Yeah. Jalatala Mataji? Wait. Sorry. I don't think the other people heard it.
Was it the right answer? If you ever get money, print books.
His instruction was, if you ever get money, print books. And why? Books last a long time. And what Vijay Prabhu says, that books are very patient. When we go and distribute books, people may not read it right away. People may wait a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 10 years. You know, a person is conditioned in this life. And I can tell you so many stories of the devotees, how they got books. You know, some of them would even challenge the devotees. Okay, I'm not going to name them. But yeah, the books, they're amazing. And books, they actually represent the mode of goodness. To sit down quietly in a peaceful place and just read something spiritual, transcendental. People read so many different types of literature, romance, novels, sci-fi. That actually agitates the mind a lot. And they start fantasizing about this world. I'm going to meet my wife how I read in this book. It doesn't work like that, you know. That's why they're called actors, you know, in movies. They portray a certain type of emotion and the people get caught up in it, you know. It's like a roller coaster. You feel happy, and then the main hero does a little stun, and then you feel sad, you know. So Srila Prabhupada's books, they make difference. They make a difference in people's lives. And speaking for myself, it has. I used to be the type of person that hated reading. Whatever book I picked up, I just put it back down, you know. But now I'm reading every day Srila Prabhupada's books. And one of those books that really made a difference is this Bhagavad-gītā here. Has anyone heard of the Bhagavad-gītā? I'm just kidding. So the Bhagavad-gītā, it's an interesting book because this devotee, he was mentioning how if you read the Bible, the Quran, automatically mentions what it's about, you know, Allah, Lord Jesus Christ, and so on. But the Bhagavad-gītā, it starts off by setting a scene. Arjuna, he was a great warrior. He was a great devotee of Kṛṣṇa. And he asked Kṛṣṇa, please take me in the middle of the battlefield. I want to see those I have to fight and kill. Who are my enemies in this war? And when he was taken in the middle of the battlefield, he saw everyone that he loved. His friends, his family, his cousins. And then, like everyone else, you know, he became despondent. He told Kṛṣṇa, I shall not fight. And he dropped his bow and arrows. And that is actually very significant. Arjuna, he was a Kshatriya. It was his duty to fight. It was actually a war between Dharma and Adharma. And Arjuna, you know, being compassionate, he said, what good is this kingdom if it's soaked by the blood of the people that we love? So in this age, my spiritual master says, natural allies are now enemies. husband and wife, brothers, they're fighting with one another. So this is Kali Yuga. So Arjuna, with a heart full of compassion, he told Krishna, how can I kill these people? So this is very significant because at a certain point in our life, we're going to hit that crossroad. The people that we love the most, the people that we trust, may be on the other side. And then who can guide us? That's when Krishna spoke Bhagavad-gītā. Isn't it dramatic? Like, what am I supposed to do, So in this time of confusion and chaos, the Bhagavad-gītā is one of the books that we need to share with people. And Arjuna, he was arguing on good basis, If I killed... Okay. And Srila Prabhupada, he liked the saying, if you want to love me, love my dog. What does that mean? Huh? Guru Krishna Prabhu?
Someone who has a dog, they're walking their dog, and you want to, you don't know this person, but you want to get to know them real quick and easy. You can just make friends with the dog, do something nice, just pet the dog or something, break the ice like that, so you can get into that relationship.
Exactly. So Krishna in this verse is saying, no one is more dear to me than one who tries to spread this message of Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna is very difficult to obtain, actually. Srila Prabhupada said, being a devotee or a servant of God, that's a difficult position to accomplish. You need to be very pure. So just like if we want to love Krishna, we need to love his devotees. And Srila Prabhupada was very dear to Krishna. He empowered this 69-year-old man from India to come to the West. If people were to, of course we don't gamble, that's one of the regulations. But if we were to bet on Srila Prabhupada, all bets were against him. 69 years old, suffered 2 heart attacks. He didn't come on a passenger ship, on a comfortable ship. He came on a cargo ship. How old are you, Dravida Prabhu? I'm sorry. 77. Usually at that age, people like to retire from working. Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. It's considered to be the spiritual world in the material world. But he left that place. He left Vrindavan. He saw how confused the West was. It's like that donkey chasing, On his way here, he wrote a wonderful poem. And he said, how will the people in the West understand the message of Krishna? They're trying to enjoy the material world, and they think themselves very happy. How will I reach them? So this was Srila Prabhupada's mission, to come to the West. 69 years old, my spiritual master, I think, is 72 or 73. And old age, it's not easy. One of my god brothers, Ishtadev, he said, when one limb is working, another one goes out. So old age, Srila Prabhupada came here. He didn't have to come here, actually. He was situated in the spiritual world in Vrindavan, but he came here. And so if we want to please Krishna, if we want to be dear to Krishna, that's actually what we have to do. We have to go out of our comfort zones, and we have to try to reach people. A lot of Westerners, actually, they're looking for this type of knowledge, And one who's lived in the West, it's not so attractive, actually. Like, people always think, if I don't have something, once I get it, it makes me happy. In the Hitopadesh, it says that wealth is very difficult to earn. And when it's lost, it gives grief. And then what happens? When we have it in prosperity, wealth, it bewilders us. So why would it be conducive to think that wealth gives happiness? But that's what we are taught in school, you know. Sorry if my classes are just here and there, you know. I was getting ready to chant japa this morning, and Mukunda Charna Prabhu goes, "You ready?" I go, "For what?" He said, "You're giving the Sunday feast talk." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I went out on book distribution, so I didn't have time to prepare. So please excuse my random class. And what would life be without giving? Isn't it? When you want to show someone that you care about them, generally we give a gift. This one devotee was making an analogy. If we want to give someone that is very important to us, and we give them an old bouquet of flowers, the petals, all the petals fell off, you know, and it's wilting. How will the person accept our gift? Will they like it? They may actually be offended, you know. So a lot of people that have this misconception that when I get older, maybe I'll dedicate my life to spiritual practices. But it doesn't work like that. We need to dedicate whatever we have now. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, and we're always making plans, you know, big plans actually. But we don't know when tomorrow will come. There's a story of there was a lady here. She was in her car texting, and all of a sudden a branch broke and killed her in her car. You know, so who's to say when we're going to have another day or so? So we should give our life to Krishna, and one of the best ways to spreading the messages of Krishna. I hear this a lot on book distribution when we try to give them a Bhagavad-gītā. They say, "I have Bhagavad-gītā." But what does that say? They haven't read it. You know? "Excuse me, I have a book for you." "Oh, I have Bhagavad-gītā." And then when I ask them, "Have you read it?" they just kind of walk away. So it's like that. The Bhagavad-gītā is a very rare jewel in this world. It can give us the greatest happiness. But yet we're exchanging it for plastic. My spiritual master tells this story. He was in India and he was trying to buy a loda. And he wanted to get a stainless steel loda, you know, better quality. And then the person that worked there, he said, "Why get that? I have this." And he showed him a plastic loda. And then my spiritual master said, "Why would I pay more for an inferior product?" And then the man said, "It's plastic, like America." So we're chasing so many silly things in life, you know, so many silly things. So charity should be given. Krishna describes in the Bhagavad-gītā. It's one of those things that should never be given up because it purifies even the great souls. And charity can be given in three ways: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Goodness, charity given in the mode of goodness, is given to people that is worthy of giving in charity. Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, like that. And then charity given in the mode of passion, Rajasgun, is like a business deal. You give some charity just for fame, name, just like people that go to church, the temple, the mosque, you know, we don't discriminate. When there's a lot of people, they pull out some Lakshmi and then they drop it in the donation box so everyone can see, you know, look at me, I'm a very charitable person. So that's charity in the mode of passion. And then charity in the mode of ignorance, they give charity indiscriminately. even to a person that's not worthy of giving in charity. And these are the people that will misuse that for cigarettes, smoking, this and that. And then you get implicated in the cycle of bad karma. There was once a hunter, and he was killing animals. He was killing them half, they're half dead. And Narada Muni saw this, and he saw how horrible it was. He said, why don't you just kill the animals fully? And he said, this is how I was taught. My father taught me how to hunt like this. So Narada Muni, the great saint, he said, you're going to suffer the reaction for this. But the man, the hunter, he said, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for them. So Narada Muni said, go ask your family if they want to share your karma. So he went to his wife. He said, my dear wife, I've been providing for you and the children. The saint told me that I'm going to have bad karma for killing animals. Would you like to share? And even before finishing the sentence, the wife stopped him and said, don't even finish that sentence. He said, I don't want anything to do with that. And then the hunter became a little curious, So he went to his children and said, my dear children, I sacrificed so much for you. But someone told me what I'm doing is a sin. Can you share? Again, his kid stopped him and said, don't tell us that. Don't ask that question. And then the hunter became very afraid. So he went back to Narada Muni. He said, what can I do? And Narada Muni actually showed him the different animals that he killed. In their next life, they're waiting for him. Their beaks made out of iron, their claws made out of iron, and they're waiting for you to die. So he asked Narada Muni, what can I do? He said, go break your bow and arrows, throw it in the river, and then chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This process of chanting, it's so nice. You can chant it anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're rich, old, young, poor. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this process, this very easy method of self-realization. Not only that, but purification. In the previous yugas, it was so difficult to obtain what we can achieve in this Kali Yuga. And it's simply just by chanting. There's a story. There was don't get me wrong, but it happened to be the man telling the wife, my dear wife, please chant. Chant, chant, chant. And the wife replied, can't. So we can try, but people have free will and it's up to them. So charity is actually a very nice thing. It shows the person that you care about them. And the best way is to give them knowledge, transcendental knowledge. And what type of knowledge? Krishna says, Raja Vidya, Raja Guyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmam, Susukam, Kartamavyayam. That this knowledge is the king of education. And speaking about Bhagavad-gītā. Why? Because it teaches the science, the relationship between the soul and Krishna, God. And it's the purest knowledge. And it's the most confidential, the secret of all secrets. When you ask people, who are you? They draw a blank sometimes. Not only that, but when you ask them, what is the goal of life? They'll also look at you with a very blank stare. Srila Prabhupada says so many educated persons, intelligent persons, they have degrees in this, they have a PhD in this and that. When you ask them these questions, who are you? What is the goal of life? What happens at the time of death? They don't know how to answer it. Krishna says this is the king of education, this knowledge that we give to people. I met one person today. She came to my table. I said, hi, do you like to read? And she said, I don't actually like to read, but in America they have this thing called Secret Santa. Does anyone know what that is? Yeah? Can someone explain what Secret Santa is? Wait, I'm sorry. Tapas Prabhu is giving a mic. What is Secret Santa?
Generally, it's usually for the kids, it's a game under the Christmas tree.
Okay.
Without knowing, he keeps the toys and go away. And next morning, parents or the relative says, Secret Santa came with some gifts for you.
Thank you. Yeah, you pick a name randomly, and then whoever you get, they're supposed to write down 3 items that they want to get as a gift. So this Mataji, she said, it's not actually for me, but it's for my Secret Santa. And then she said, I want my Secret Santa. I actually wanted to get a book that has meaning to it, because he's on a spiritual journey. And I said, nothing happens by chance. So I showed her the different books. I explained to each and every title what they were about. And she said it's hard to choose. That's how much she wanted to get the books. So she took one book, and it's called Hiding in Unnatural Happiness. When you hear this word unnatural, what comes to mind? Not natural. What's another word for unnatural or not natural? Man-made. Okay.
Fake.
Fake. Artificial.
Like a mirage.
Mirage, thank you. So I explained to her that people are chasing artificial happiness in this world. And she said, do you have an extra one? So I reached in my book box, and I said, I have 2. She said, give me 3 of them. So I gave her the books, and then she said, why do you do this? Actually, as book distributors, we get this question asked all the time, why do you do this? One man even asked me, how much do you get paid to do this? And I said, I don't get paid at all. And it really bewildered him, it confused him. You mean you come out here for no reason, not getting paid? Why do you do this? And I just tell him I just want to help people. And I tell them people are confused in this world, they're lost, they don't know what to do, they don't. So I told this lady, I said, I want to help people in a spiritual way. Because materially, it's all temporary. This, whatever we're dealing with in this world, it comes and goes. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gītā, the happiness and distress that we experience, they're like the seasons. They come and they go. But people are too absorbed in this, and then it just ruins their whole day, you know. So Krishna has a lot of wonderful instructions in the Bhagavad-gītā. And I met this other person today on book distribution. He said, I was homeless a few years ago. And then he said, but you do Hare Krishnas, you guys fed me. He said, you didn't care what my background was, you guys just helped me, you know. So I told him, would you like to take a book? He said, not only will we'll take a book, but I want to give something to you guys in return. So he gave a very generous donation, like, I don't want to tell you. It's not over $100, you know. But for him to give that much, it's a lot to him. They say that Krishna doesn't see what you give. He sees what you hold back. Oh, Krishna. You know, Krishna, he says, among gamblers, I'm the cheat. We cannot cheat Krishna in this world. We may try to fool our friends, our family, our cousins, our wife, our husbands, but we can't fool Krishna. And so he gave a donation and then said, do you guys still have that program on Thursdays? I said, please come. By this time, he was actually a grandfather now, you know. And then so he shook my hand. He said, thank you for coming out here. And it's not that we're looking for recognition. It's not like we're looking for confirmation that what we're doing in life is good. But it's nice to hear that people appreciate what the devotees do. Srila Prabhupada, this was told by Jayapataka Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada was staring out of the conch building or lotus building. And he was very grave. And Jayapataka Maharaj said, Srila Prabhupada, what are you looking at? Srila Prabhupada was looking at this pit. In India, they feed people with leaf plates. I think you guys know. And what he saw was this mother, young children, and they were looking for scraps of food in this pile of trash. And they were warding off some dogs. Srila Prabhupada saw that and broke his heart. He said within ISKCON temple, no one should go hungry. Is it 10 or 8 miles radius? Huh? 12-mile radius. So we do our part to distribute to the poor, like that. Okay. So, end with one nice story. Kali Yuga, they said people learn by stories. So that's how I learned. There was once a water bug. And this water bug, it had many friends, but they witnessed something very strange. When one of their friends would climb up this lily stalk, they would never see them again. They would just disappear. What happened to them? So one brave water bug, he said, I'll go up there and I'll come back and tell you what happened. So he climbed the lily stalk. As soon as he got out of the water, it grew wings. It turned into a butterfly. So it started roaming around. It was actually free. And then while he was flying, he realized something. He said, I made a promise to my friends. I have to go back. But this butterfly now, he had 4 realizations. One is if I go back, they would not recognize me. Isn't it? 2, even if I want to go back, I can't. The type of body that I have now, it prevents me from going into the water. 3 is, would anyone even recognize me? And 4, even if I were to go back, why would I want to? So this water bug, it was transformed. There's a difference between change and transformation. Change is reversible. You can go back, you can change states, change sex, it's craziness now. You can change jobs, occupation, but transformation is permanent. Like that butterfly, you can't go back to a caterpillar, water bug. So what is the purport of this story? Anyone like to guess? Yes, Dravida Prabhu.
Yeah, don't go back.
Don't go back.
In other words, we want to have because the process of living an ordinary life means that you have to die and then come back in another body. And it could very well be a subhuman body and so forth. But we want to transform our consciousness in such a way that we, let me guess, go back home, back to Godhead?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I went to visit some of my closest friends a few years ago. And these were the people that I thought I was going to die with, When I went to visit them, they were just like total strangers. Our interests were different. And yeah, I noticed, we may not see how much progress we make in spiritual life, but compared to other people, we're moving very rapidly on, So when I saw my friends, I didn't know who they were. They didn't know who I was, And then I saw the activities that we used to enjoy. And then it's poison what we used to do. So Krishna consciousness, it transforms a person. That's what I'm trying to say. Before I used to do so many horrible things. But when I look back at it, someone can pay me $1 billion and I wouldn't do those things now. So the process of Krishna consciousness, process of devotional service, it works. And Krishna says, I can award liberation to anyone. Liberation is not very special. But he says, I hardly, rarely give devotional service. But how many people are interested in devotional service? See, that's the tricky part. We're looking for a carrot, we're looking for broken pieces of glass, we're looking for so many silly things. But when we're engaged in Krishna's service, we turn away. So that's called unfortunate. Yes, Tapas?
Why liberation is inferior to devotional service?
So liberation, most people, they look for liberation because they want to be free from stress, disease, old age, death, like that. But Srila Prabhupada explained most people, their idea of liberation means to become one with God. But for a devotee, that's hellish. We don't want to be God, we want to serve Krishna. And it's described that when one achieves prema, love of God, liberation is automatically there. You're liberated. So liberation, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastakam, he said, I don't want wealth. I don't want a beautiful wife. I don't want many mundane followers. I just want to serve you life after life. Life after life means he doesn't care about liberation. When one tastes the sweetness, the nectar of devotional service to Krishna, everything else is inferior. They don't care for it. So that's why it's very rare. Not many people want devotional service. Not many people in India worship Krishna. They worship Ganesh, they worship this, because they award material benedictions. But Krishna has a name, Hari, means he takes your possessions. So I heard that's why not many people worship Krishna in India. They want material things. And Krishna is not very cheap. Krishna is not cheap. Okay. With this being said, since it's the season for giving, on behalf of the Sankirtan movement, I would like to ask for your help. It's the December marathon, and Gita Jayanti, the advent of the Bhagavad-gītā, is coming up. So we'd like for your help to maybe sponsor books. We have a banner here. Can someone read the prices, please? How much for one Bhagavad-gītā? $10. And what's the next one? Five Bhagavad-gītās for $51. And then what's the last one?
10 Bhagavad-gītā for 101.
10 Bhagavad-gītās for $101. In this world, we spend money on so many things. People spend money on Botox. People spend money on, I should not say on the Vyasa-san, but we spend money on so many things. But why not give a little to Krishna? And if you are too shy to distribute the books, we can do it on your behalf, and you receive the benefit. So this is above charity in the mode of goodness. This is pure goodness. Anything that goes back to Krishna, to spreading Krishna consciousness, spreading this wonderful knowledge, it goes back to your devotional credits. And what is $100? People pay so much money for other things. And Krishna is just asking, please help us, In this Kali Yuga, it's so easy to get distracted, The mind wanders, that's the nature of the mind, is flickering. But the Bhagavad-gītā is a very special book. And those, I met I'm sorry, I know we have 5 more minutes. We'll take a few questions. I was explaining this Bhagavad-gītā and the beads to some young man. And once I raised the beads, he goes, oh, he said, that's very powerful, whether he was lying through his teeth or not. He understood the importance or the Shakti, the power of these books. So please help us, donate whatever you can give, sponsor whatever you can give. People are looking for this knowledge. People are looking for this way of life. They're tired and exhausted in this material world. So we want to try to help them. And one of the best ways to give them Bhagavad-gītā. So please speak to me or one of the other devotees if you would like to sponsor. And it goes a long way, actually. Okay, we have 4 minutes. I can say some. Yes, Mataji. Dhanavari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Perfect book marathon. Gita Jayanti is coming. You really shared so much wisdom about Gita. If someone wants to donate a box, would you tell it's what, 240 for how many books are in the?
So the BBT, the Bhagavad-gītā comes in a box, and there's 24 books in a box.
So it's 240, right, for a box?
240 if you want to sponsor a box of Bhagavad-gītas. We meet so many people, random people, they want to get books, but they don't have the money to get it. And they're looking for this book, and the only thing preventing them is your help,
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dhanavar Mataji. Anyone else? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a small doubt. In the beginning, you told this is Paramam Guhyam, very secret knowledge, and it should be discussed among the devotees. In mundane world, you see so many neophytes who may not be a Krishna devotee.
Okay.
So how do we break this and even tell about Krishna? As per the sloka, we should not even discuss with them.
Okay.
But where do you draw the line?
So this is where Srila Prabhupada makes a difference between him and other so-called sannyasis. His mood was compassion. Without the devotees, where is their only hope? And Krishna says this knowledge for everybody, And Krishna, there's a pastime of, I think it's from the CC. The spiritual master said, don't share this mantra to anyone. And then this devotee, he felt so much satisfaction, bliss. He went on top of the hill and he started chanting this mantra, even when his spiritual master told him don't do it. And when the spiritual master found out, he was actually very pleased. He was testing him. If you have something very rare, a Kṛṣṇa or a miserly person, they try to keep it for themselves. But someone who really cares, they distribute it. You guys know the pastime of Krishna having a headache? Yeah. Everyone was scared to give Krishna the dust from their feet. Even Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all these different, they were afraid of going to hell. But when Narada Muni approached the gopis, they said, take as much as you like. Narada Muni said, you're not afraid of going to hell? They said, for Krishna's happiness, we're willing to go to hell. So Krishna's happiness is the only thing that matters. In this world, we try to please someone. We try to find a hero. We try to find a lover. We try to find a friend. We try so many ways, life after life, we're trying to look for that perfect person. But they will never reciprocate as perfect as Krishna. My spiritual master says, if the person that we love really knew who we were, all of our deep secrets, would they still be hanging out with us? Would they still be saying, I love you? No. But Krishna is there in the heart. And life after life, he never gives up on us. So it's our turn to try to do something for Krishna. And he says it, sorry, Mukundi Charana Prabhu. I'll end. In the end, it says, anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is, will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna accepts that. Okay, thank you for your time and attention, like always. I think we're gonna have a few announcements, but